How do we forgive? Anyone struggling with forgiveness today? Let's talk about that. Anyone had somebody in your past do you dirty, or you might have had someone in your present that's still doing your dirty. You probably can't forgive yourself. Maybe you did something dirty to somebody. You wronged somebody, ousted somebody, and you regret it, and you can't forgive yourself, or you can't forgive others. So what's so invaluable about forgiving is, first and foremost, let me explain why mostly you can't forgive, especially if you were the one who was the victim, because you're seeing your offender, your aggressor, as the enemy. But what you don't realize, Satan is the one true enemy. Would you guys agree? He is the one true enemy. And I'll use a biblical example. When you look at Acts chapter 7, the text here is Stephen, one of the disciples, right? One of the Jesus's, apostles, right? He's getting stoned to death. Think about that for a second. He is getting stoned to death. If someone is grabbing a stone and they're aiming it at your head, you should be like, yo, watch out. You would blame that person who has the stone. But look at what Stephen says. Notice what he says. And he kneeled down and cried with a loud voice, Lord, lay not this sin on their charge. Wow. And when he said this, he fell asleep. Notice how he didn't die, because people who are part of Jesus Christ's bloodline don't die. We sleep. Stephen did not see the men that were stoning him as enemies. He saw them as people being deceived by the enemy. Stephen didn't see the people who were stoning him as enemies. He realized that they were deceived by the enemy. Wow. He recognized, oh my gosh, these are people just like me. They need forgiveness. They need mercy. They need pity, because they're not killing me. They're not going against Stephen. They're going against God. It's powerful. Look at Stephen's heart. Just like Paul says in Romans chapter 7, verse 15, I do the things I don't want to do. It's not I who do it, but sin that dwells in me. Romans chapter 7 talks about this. He recognizes, oh, it's not me. There's sin. There's a force, true enemy. Guys, we're all teammates, not rivals. We have one rival, one enemy, Satan and his sin. But right then and there, Satan utilizes is three things. It's always resentment. It's always pride. It's always ego, right? It's always self-righteousness. Why? He'll say things like, they don't deserve forgiveness though. He'll plant that in you. We'll say, yup. He'll say they did it willfully, meaning they did it on purpose. Yup. And we'll say, yup. He'll even say, don't be vulnerable. Don't forgive them. They're just going to do it again. But I want you guys to understand something. Satan wants you to be trapped in this prison of unforgiveness. That's why he tells you those things. Because bitterness keeps you chained and locked up. Many of us have been wronged years ago, past trauma. And every time we think about it, it's as if we just got 10-year sentence in prison again. PTSD, anxiety goes through the roof. All that depression comes back. Even though it's 10 years, 20 years, 30 years before, we still struggle with it as if it happened yesterday or right now in real time. It triggers us. That is not them, that's Satan. That's not them, that's him. So the abuser was Satan. The betrayer that betrayed you was Satan. The cheater who cheated on you, the accuser, all Satan. The person who lied to you was just a pawn used by Satan. That's how you have to see it. When you understand this depth of spiritual warfare, you start to recognize forgiveness is the only way to happiness. You start to recognize that forgiveness is the key that unlocks you from that prison.